Hello guys, hello. Welcome everybody. How's everybody doing today? We're gonna give the room a little bit of time to fill up. So I just want to get this out the way real quick. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you don't know who I am right now, or by now, my name is Frank Gallows, and I stream as often as I can, folks. Usually every day, like I said. You see my previous streams, I'm not home right now. I will be home around Friday. So next Monday we should kick back up to the schedule like usual. I'm going to be streaming some Bloodborne today. Uh, there's a couple things I want to do. I want to go kill Vicar Amelia, and then we gotta do some Forbidden Woods stuff. And hopefully we can get that done today. I've done some farming, guys, right? I've been farming. Basically, I haven't, done anything story-wise, but we've been farming for twin bloodstone shards. Been trying to get a bunch of weapons up so we can showcase them a little bit better. So we have Ludwig's up to 6. We have the Hunter Rack up to 6. We're about to get the Saw Spear up to 6 right now, and we're going to turn it into a Fire Saw Spear. And then everything else is at +3. And I'm kind of just waiting to get more weapons right so we can showcase them. This is also a Milquetoast build, by the way, guys. So Milquetoast, the plan is to get Vite to 50, and then everything down the board to 25. A pretty basic build that's gonna let me showcase a lot of the weapons. Not all of them, mind you guys, right? But a lot of them. And we don't have the DLC yet. I might have to switch accounts to my original account, and I don't know if I want to make another build over, so that might be an issue. We'll have to discuss that later. Right, but I'll be able to showcase most of the weapons in the base game at least. So the plan is right now, guys. I guess you got a bunch of souls from farming for these damn twin bloodstone shards, which unless your arcane is pretty high, it's not the greatest to do. Right, pick 1 or 2 weapons and just stick with them for the most part. But we are going to get the soul spear to 6, and then we're gonna put a blood gem in there. It is going to be the fire blood gem. And that is going to be our fire weapon. It's not, the damage is not going to be the best because I'm not specializing in arcane, mind you guys, but it'll be like the beast killer. Saw Spear you could get in the beginning of the game for the most part. If you don't have the Saw Spear or don't know how to get it, and you have the Saw Cleaver, it's almost as good. I prefer the Saw Spear personally. I don't think it has this exact gem setup. Oh, it does. Okay, so you can turn it into a fire cleaver if you want. And for now, that's what we're gonna rock. We're gonna rock the Saw Spear and Ludwig's Holy Blade. Now, I don't know if I'm better off just using Fire Paper on the Ludwig's and making it strong like that, or if the Saw Spear is just gonna be stronger overall. So I guess we'll find out together, guys. And let's put some points in for our levels, shall we?
Very well.
Also, I know I'm a little bit earlier than usual. I was just pretty bored. Not much going on today, right? So I thought I'd just stream a little earlier. So we're gonna get a Scuttle 25, and then we might need to start building up Blood Tinge. We're getting close to the Forbidden Woods, which means we're gonna get close to Kaner's Castle if we just run through it. Right, so I'm considering that there is a good farming spot for souls if you go through Forbidden Woods and take a little detour. So we might do that and gain some quick levels, and then we can go get some other stuff, right? And we could go to Canehurst later. So what we're going to do right now is... Well, we can't do much. Right, I am aware we're going to have to start bringing our Blood Tinge, though, if I want to use the Rider Palash. So we'll just leave it like this for now. I don't think I'll be dying. So, famous last words, right? I think I'll be okay though. Why don't we invest in some blood vials? We could get a whopping 83 with those, but you know what? Why not? Why not? The souls can come later, right? Or the blood echoes, whatever you want to call them, guys. Up to you. Those can come later. And I'm pretty comfortable with this stat spread we have right now. Like I said, we're not going to move anywhere after for strength and skill. That's 25-25. Then we're going to get, you know, the other stats as needed to 25 so we could like look at other stuff. And then Vita's going to go to 50. That is the plan. And who knows, I might need to bump some stuff up. Just in case, I have to really look at every single base weapon in the game and see what's actually there. Because I feel like I need 30 strength for the cannon. Maybe. I'm actually not sure. We have all the survivors we're going to get, by the way. We sent off the guy that does the opposite of what you say. We told him to go to the chapel. He took his ass to the clinic. We're technically going to see him, but, you know, kind of, sort of, but we're not going to see him as he would appear in the chapel. So once we come across him, I'll let you know who it was. That'll come in time, though. We might make it there today. It's highly possible. Let's just talk to our buddy here.
Alright, a peep to be heard. I doubt there's any gods. Alright, not yours.
So he only says that when you don't bring every single person here. Like I said, we're missing one guy. In retrospect, I probably should have brought him. He would have been over here. And he would ask if we could be friends. He'll say that he's happy, stuff like that. We can save that for like a second playthrough. If you guys want. Oh crap. I was looking at my phone, I'm so sorry. Excuse me, Jesus. That was my fault. I take all the blame. I generally don't like using two-handed builds until I get the Augur Vibriatus. But, you know, Ludwig's is a good weapon from what I've heard. I don't really use it too much. But we have it, so we're just gonna use it. So the suiting is pretty well, actually, I'm not gonna lie. Hey. It is serving us pretty well. There was no need to backstab, I never needed. I did it anyway. What we're doing right now is we're clearing a path so we can bring our buddy with us. I'm pretty sure I could solo this boss, but you know, at this point in the game of me playing it all these years on and off, I prefer to make my life a little bit easier, honestly. These guys, if they hit you with that stick right there, it will cause frenzy. The frenzy will start building up, so just be careful. You know, it kind of looks like the hunter's mark, right? A little bit. Like a right side up hunter's mark. But we can bring this old hunter with us. She's all the way down here for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I do believe that these hunters came later on in the game when people complained about there not being any NPCs. I think at least. So their placement isn't really... I'm not sure how much thought they put into the placement of them. But that old hunter, whoever her name was, I forgot already. Oh, Henriette. Come over here, Henriette. Let's take a look at you. A lot of them just use the Kirk hammer. Why? I don't know. It's weird because they're called old hunters, but they act like they deal with big beasts, right? They have a like Kirk hammer and they have like the Kirk rifle. And that was only implemented once they realized they're going to deal with giant monsters. So I'm not sure when these bigger beasts came into play, lore-wise. But in theory, the old hunters should use like lighter weapons, uh, if I remember my lore right. And we're gonna switch over to the Saw Spear for this fight. As usual, guys, if you're just tuning in and you're not following me, feel free to give me a follow, guys. Trying to grow the channel. We will let this cutscene play out. There's really no dialogue, I believe. If you're watching on YouTube, or wanting to watch me live, guys, there's a link to my channel in the description of the video, if you guys so choose. And there's Vicar Amelia. She is a beast. She's weak to serrated weapons like fire damage, guys. You can oil her up and do fire damage. But take a minute and look at her. She looks good. She's extremely loud though, guys. Just like I said, she's weak to fire. And serrated, which is why we're using the Saw Spear. That is a grab. Don't get touched. Do you remember that we got our Source Spear to +6 and we had fire drain? I'm kind of just missing. I'm working on it. Let's stop that. I do believe she got Visceral right there. Or she got stunned. It's a good Visceral right there. Facing her. The best thing you can do to fight these enemies is just, go around them. You gotta fight on the inside for these large enemies, because they do big windshield wiper attacks. Now you have the gold pendant, and once you kill her, the time of day is going to change. And make sure you grab this right here, right? Because that will give you access to Forbidden Woods. And we'll let this cutscene play while
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell. Oh, I know. You think now to betray me. No, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
By the gods,
I'm sorry if you heard me snore, by the way, guys. But there you go. Give me a moment, guys. I'm just trying to activate. Well, I'm trying to open my Twitch up on my phone so I can look at the chat more properly. But you need that because the password is for the All Blood, I believe. So just make sure you grab the skull, and you'll have access to Forbidden Woods. We're gonna go to Hunter's Dream. We're gonna get a level, I guess. Just close this real quick. Sorry guys, I should have did this. I should have did this earlier, right? Okay, so once you get that, I have the Blood Drug Hunter, which, funnily enough, I don't have the DLC on this account, but you know, being as I have it on my main account, maybe that's what's giving me access right now. Which, cool, because that means I could go into the DLC and we could grab some extra weapons, which means I'm gonna freaking die. So I'm gonna have to get prepared for that.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire? Very
Let's channel our blood echoes. Let's see. I really think I need to put my blunt hinge up. So I'm debating doing that. Ah man, we're at an impasse right now. You know what, the souls can come later. I can farm a bit of souls once we get to the proper spot.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find...
They'll get there, right? Hopefully. In the meantime, why don't we... I'm trying to think of what we should do, right? Because I do think I have access to the Old Hunters DLC. That item we got, basically once you kill Vicar and Mila, you get access to the DLC. That Blood Drunk Hunter's Eye is what gets you there. You can take a look. Yeah, I have a Blood Drunk Hunter. Its pupils collapse and turn to mush, indicating the onset of the Scourge of Beasts. A hunter who goes drunk with blood is said to be taken by the nightmare, destined to wander forever and engage in an endless hunt. It is a fate no hunter can escape. Which means it's weird because I guess they're saying all hunters go blood drunk, and then they'll get taken to the hunter's nightmare. But clearly not all the hunters are there, even though it says no hunter can escape it, right? So I guess if you hunt long enough, you do eventually become blood drunk. Gascoigne went blood drunk, and he's not in there. Right, so I think they're wrong in that. And the way you get there is you gotta technically get teleported there by something. So how right are they? How wrong are they? Who really knows? Who really knows, guys? What I think we'll do is we will go to the Forbidden Woods. I'm sorry guys, my allergies are acting up a little bit, so I don't mean to snort. I try not to. I try not to sound like DSP, right? So I try my best not to do that on camera or on mic. Sorry. Please forgive me. We'll go to Cathedral Ward. Why not? And we'll take a little look around, see what's changed. And then after we take a little look around, we will go to the Forbidden Woods.
More survivors. It can't be. Yarnum.
Yarnum's done for, guys.
Oh, you. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't help you. Unless you've had a change.
So she still wants me to take blood. We will refuse though. The only person that's really changed is her. They're in a bad way, right? You can see it's nighttime now. And when it's nighttime, all these Dumerian giants, they do go to sleep. So we don't gotta worry about them. Unless you mess with them, guys. If you start poking them, they will wake up and fight you. So just be wary. And that's only the giants, right? These guys are walking around still. I do believe they are Dumerians too. This brain sucker is still very active as well, so make sure you deal with him. Right, the only people asleep are the giants. Let's switch back to the third arcade for now. That way we have like one at each. Where we have like a strength, like technically a strength weapon or a quality weapon and a skill weapon. There's Alfred.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest.
Yeah, we talked about this stuff, right? But we didn't talk about the Vile Bloods.
Ah, there's something I want to tell you. A bit of wisdom from the eminent master Logarius. Once, a scholar betrayed his fellows at Bergenworth and brought forbidden blood back with him to Canehurst Castle. It was there that the first of the inhuman Vile Bloods was born. The Vile Bloods are fiendish creatures who threaten the purity of the Church's blood healing. The ruler of the Vile Bloods is still alive today. And so, to honor my master's wishes, I search for the path to Canehurst Castle. I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the good blood guide your way.
So there we learn about the Vile Bloods, right? We'll come over here and we'll see if we can activate this dialogue that this person behind the door has sometimes.
The password.
So I know my volume is pretty quiet. I'm not sure if you guys heard that. Let me know. You can activate it by like not giving him the password and like talking to him over and over. And he starts rambling on and on about having to close the door, how he's been bitten. He starts crying, things like that. So I think the theory is that he went down into a Dumero Chalice, got bit by something down there, and he went mad. But his duty is to guard the door, so he closed the door. And despite his madness, he did close this damn door, and he did guard it pretty well. So we'll give him that. And the password's here, the old blood. So he opens the door for us. Already dead. Madman's knowledge. So, he turned into a madman. He's been dead a long time. How did he open the door? Who knows? Who knows, guys? Let me take a look around. There's nothing there. Alright. Here we are. We're in the Forbidden Woods now. Oops. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Forbidden Woods. Unfortunately, like, you know, the game to me still looks good, but it's pretty muddy, so, you know, a lot of stuff is hard to make out, which, you know, it fits the theme of the game is foggy, dark, misty. But there is a couple ways we can go. I want to detour over here a little bit. Let's get the attention of this big boy. And the reason we fought him here is because right ahead of us there's a guy that's throwing firebombs. He throws oil. But I do believe that wolf had a torch in his hand, so he'll lube us up, right? And then the wolf will burn us. So just be cautious with that. And we're taking a little bit of an extra detour because there's like a minor upgrade over here. I believe it's a minor upgrade material. That was way off. Excuse me. We'll just let him fool around right now. Well. There we go. In retrospect, I could have just went all in on him right with this. But there's the Adept Blood Gemstone. Thrust attack up. I do believe this is the one we got. Or it might have been this one, blunt attack up. Now we can make our way back down. I know it all looks the same. Right, it has, like, you could get lost easily here. I do believe. We'll get our first lantern. Now we're in the Forbidden Woods for sure. Lots of heroes this time. That was an early attack. That was cheap, sir. Get your antidotes. And I'm kind of just drawing it out, so I don't gotta deal with too many enemies at once. That was too far. Keep in mind there is a pressure plate right there. Do you guys see it? This wooden stuff right here. Pressure plate. It usually will kill you. I think it can knock you right off that ledge, so caution. Caution. As far as everything here, you know, like I said, guys, I'm not really used to using two-handed weapons too much. So I might as well just hit them with it, right? Don't try to counter. From here, we have a pretty advantage, like, well, we have the high ground, right? So you can take a look around, see what's over here. Everything's all set up to do nasty stuff to you. Generally what I do, and we'll do it right now, is I run past all these guys, we come into this like flower bed. It's to the left if you're just heading straight. And then there's a big old beast man here. Deal with him, turn around. Use used to make sure you're not being followed. You could roll through that if you want, guys, right? I'll take a couple detours because I want to get some stuff here. I actually want to cut and go into Yosef's clinic, so that's what we're going to do. You can go this way if you want, guys. That right there is a trap. that wooden stuff, so be careful with that. I would make a right, and you'll see like some sheds, right? You see another shed over here. See an item there. Very quickly, we gotta kill these dogs. And then we'll go back a little bit. So right here, there is somebody. I think the fact that there's like a lantern here is supposed to indicate that you should come over here. You can easily like walk by this and miss it.
Oh, a hunter of beasts, are you? Glory be. You know not the value you possess. But more's the pity. The hours of the night are many, and the beasts more than I can count. A veritable hunt unending. Not even death offers solace. And the blood imbibes you.
Oh, the blood imbibes me.
A most frightful fate. Oh my. But I'm willing to do you a kindness. Step lightly round to the right of the great cathedral and seek an ancient, shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. Yes, I'm unquestionably certain.
And there we go, we have the tonsil stone. Let's take a look at it. A lattice formed rock, or perhaps a meteorite. Appears useless but possesses some odd gravitational force that prevents its riddance. A dubious soul once said. Well, a dubious soul once said, step lightly round the right of the great cathedral and seek an ancient shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. If you guys hadn't noticed yet, that was Patch's voice, right? So Patches promised us strength and to go around somewhere to go get it. I wonder what's going to happen if we go over there. We will go straight over there pretty soon. Let's just grab some items here. So this is where you get your white church number bar there, guys. So this building. I know I will epically there, but we'll take a look at the white trencher set. So the only real differences is like the chest, the head. The hands share the same hands as the black church hunter set. So everything is the same. I mean, the only thing that's the same with the black one is the hands. And let's take a look at this description. Attire special church doctors. These doctors are superiors to the black preventative hunters and specialists in experimentally backed blood. Excuse me, let's start that over. These doctors are superiors to the black preventative hunters, and specialists in experimentally backed blood administration and the scourge of the beast. They believe that medicine is not a means of treatment, but rather a method for research, and that some knowledge can only be obtained by exposing oneself to sickness. So instead of preventing, like, you know, the scourge, they like make people sick, right, by giving them the special blood. And then they see what happens, right? So these guys, they prevent it. He's got to start it. But I'm sure it's just their task, right? So like these doctors, they'll do it on purpose, but if they see this like out in the world, they'll go eradicate it. That way these guys can continue on with their research, right? Because they're both part of the same church. And it does have good resistance to poison. And this is what it looks like. The hood isn't bad at all. Like I like wearing the hood sometimes. Oh, I don't have all the armor pieces, right? But we'll hold on to this set for now. And there's a couple things I want to grab, so let's deal with these dogs real quick. I'll grab all the stuff there. In this little shack right here, there is like one of the first hunter tools you can possibly get. So make sure you come in here and grab it. Beast Roar. And I do believe this is actually a hunter's tool. One of the forbidden hunter tools made by Reverend Izzy. Irreverent Izzy. Borrow the strength of the terrible undead dark beast, if only for a moment, to blast surrounding foes back with the force of a roaring beast. The indescribable sound is broadcast with the caster's own vocal cords, which begs the question, what terrible things lurk deep within the frames of men? So I think that's like a little hint, right? If you haven't done a different quest. You know, it's implied that the sounds are coming from our own vocal cords, and like, you know, these beasts are making those sounds, right? So, where did these beasts come from? Exactly. What were they before then? And we can also use this gold pendant in the inventory. Let's open it up. Gold blood gem. You know, I did say that's one of the first tools, but this technically is also a tool. Technically, you know, kinda isn't, but you can completely miss this. Right, this might be the first one you find. And the beast sword, basically, it's Wog, right? It's Wrath of the Gods. It's denial. It's all that stuff. Let's see what you actually need to use it, though. You need 15 arcane. You need 15 arcane, folks. Right, and what it does is it doesn't do any damage, but it does do that. And if you're running two-handed weapons like this, it can come to a big advantage for you. And I'll show you why right now. That's why. So, you know, if you're getting swarmed, if people are on you and you need some breathing room, you could use that. Most enemies will get knocked back or, you know, knocked down and stuff like that. Give you a second to recover. Pretty good tool. If you're using it for PvP, keep in mind that the minute you use it, people are going to know you have it. Right now we're going to go into Yosefka's clinic. That is what we're going to do. That's what I want to do. Actually, we're probably going to need these antidotes. If you do go this route, guys, keep in mind that the stuff we're about to walk into will start raising your poison meter. That's kind of why we're wearing this healing stuff. Try not to, unless you have your path like really mapped, just be careful. You're going to need a lot of antidotes if you're exploring. But for people like me, speed runners and stuff like that, I'm not a speed runner, but you know, people that are just running from one place to another, you should already know that you're going a straight line for the most part. For the most part, I guess. And this is the back of Yosefka's clinic. Right, so a lot of people say that Yosefka was like nice lady, best waifu, but all these bodies are dumped in the back of her clinic. They've been there for quite some time, way before the imposter came here. It is technically Blighttown Jr., except there's not really anything there. There's a couple things in there. There's like a gemstone and some other stuff. I prefer not to deal with it. Like a lot of stuff that you miss there, you can get elsewhere. Right, but this is the back of Yosefka's clinic. A lot of bodies down here, right? Just dumped in a makeshift kind of like dumping ground. And they're very old bodies, so clearly this has been here way before the imposter showed up. And for those of you who don't know, this is was the locked area in Yosefka's clinic, right? So we can open up the gate here. And we'll just take a little detour into the clinic. Do be cautious because there is a brain sucker here. And I think he's kind of strong. And he does like a 4-hit, 5-hit combo. He's weak to thrust, by the way. So if all fails, just poke him. Ken, I do believe he counts as Ken, right? Ken, or we took the last name Lightning. So if you have the Tonitrus and using that, just boost it up. Bonk him a couple times, right? He'll go down pretty quickly. You don't really have to kill all these crows or ravens. Alright guys, so... Sorry, storage stuff coming up, right? Let's switch over to storage. Let's take a look around. So this is a makeshift entrance into the clinic, which honestly is a little odd. Like, who actually opened this clinic up, right? Was Yosefka herself using this entrance? Because look, this is just a rooftop. Did someone put a ladder? They broke through and made a little makeshift bridge, right? So was this actually Yosefka's clinic the whole time? Was someone else running it and then she, you know, they died or something and she just moved herself in, right? She just climbed over the fence and moved herself in. Right, and then when she was in... Actually, it probably was her clinic and she didn't want people to see the bodies. So she made this part back here, closed the gate down, and then used this like part of the clinic to dump bodies. That actually might make more sense. And we're in a place we're not supposed to be right now, technically. And there's the man who didn't follow our advice, right? He does the exact opposite of everything we say. There he is. Put him out his misery. He doesn't really have anything for us either way. And we can go back here, take a little look around. Here's something interesting. Here's a kin that has like a human arm. Let's take a better look. Right, he has a clearly human hand, but he's getting all kinned out. Right, I mean, he didn't make it though. He almost made it. He almost made it. And then what do we have back here? Communion. Back here, we're not going to go back here. But there's someone back there. What I'm more interested in is the item that we can get from coming over here, right? Because do you remember that this door is always locked, so we can open the door back up. Make sure you grab the item that's in here. This is what you want right here. Caner summons. And this right here, they take a very long time to attack you. I think eventually she does. This is normal Yosefka. And the reason you know that is because she drops her blood on the floor. I can't get it though because I have all the special blood I could possibly need. And as you can see, this is the room that we did start in. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. That was the note left at the beginning of the game. We got up right here. If you guys remember, we walked out. Right. So this room was all locked up by the time we got back to the clinic. I do believe once we leave, Yosefka will, well, Imposter Yosefka will close this door back up, right? Because whenever we start, we're going to start here. And then if we make our way back here, this door will be closed again. As you can see, there's a little crack in the corner, bottom left-hand side. But we have the Caner summons, which is what I came here for. That's just tutorial stuff. Okay, so we have everything. I think we'll go to Canerist. I think we'll go to Canerist, guys. No. No. What we're going to do is we're going to follow Patch's instructions, and we're going to go to the back of the church, right? And we're going to see what's over there. And then we'll be able to pick up the Augur Vibritus. Good for us because we're going to be using this two-handed weapon for a while. And we can use it in place of our gun. Now, I'm not sure how much the Augur
Welcome,
Vibritus is to
Executed.
use. I know it costs some arcane. I'm gonna guess it's around 15.
Very well, let me.
Keep in mind we're not using it for the damage, we're just gonna use it for parries. And then we're gonna have to work on our blood tinge a little bit. Because we're when we go to Canehurst, we will pick up the Rider Palash and we'll pick up the Executioner's Gloves as well.
Farewell, good maid.
So if you guys don't know, let's take a look at this stuff, right? Canehurst summons. An old bloodstained summons, inviting an honored guest to the Forsaken Castle Canehurst. Rather baffingly, it is addressed to you. Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hamlet Crossing. So there are some lore implications, like where did we come from, right? Exactly. This letter is addressed to us to go to Canehurst, right? So who do we know that's from Canehurst? Are we family members, or did we visit Canehurst in the past? You know, things like that. Because I do believe when we wake up we have complete amnesia. I could be wrong on that. I know we came here with somebody, and they might have left us a note, or you know, we might have written it down before we went under for the blood transfusion. Not sure. So it says to go to the Hamlet Crossing. If you guys don't know where that's at. What you want to do is you want to go to Witch's Abode. And you want to be kind of quick when you do this part. Be careful, because I do believe the stagecoach can vanish if you take too long. This game feels great to play, man. Still feels good. Take a look at all this ambiance. Okay, so what I advise you guys do when you come here, if you're new, right? All these enemies, like most Souls games, just run past them. They'll follow you for a bit. Make sure you keep an eye on your stamina. You'll probably be like at a better point level-wise. Hamlet Crossing basically is this: you run towards this little obelisk, and then a cutscene will play. Keep in mind the enemies are still aggro to you. You can clear them out if you want. There's the stagecoach, guys. It opens up for us. I don't remember hanging that long on the camera. And then just walk in there. You can see someone took a swipe at me. And the camera is very creepy. Like, I'm not sure if they're implying that someone's watching you get in the stagecoach. For what? I do believe this whole scene was like heavily inspired off of a scene from one of the old Dracula movies. I'm pretty sure it was, at least. It's been quite a while since I've seen like the old classic ones, right? A very long time. Guys, Castle Canehurst. The trophy says Canehurst, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering. Now, as you can see, these horses have been long dead. This is the stagecoach we just came in, right? So somehow we made it across a destroyed bridge on horses that were dead, with no coach there for the stagecoach. Right, and this has been frozen for a very long time. Right, so some semi-supernatural stuff, right, is going on. It's also always snowing here, for some reason. So the castle opens just for us. Oh, we're not going to fight a lot of these enemies here because they're fucking annoying. But we can take a look at them. So we're in Castle Canehurst. I do like the way this place looks. It reminds me of like Castlevania or any classic like vampire movie castle, right? Now, if you want to explore, there is some stuff down there. Enemies, basically. You can see a bunch of bloated enemies over there. This is a shortcut you'll come through later. And honestly, there's not much to get here. Like I said, dealing with the enemies here, they are a nightmare. If you're running an arcane build, you could probably burst them down with arcane. Oh god, he sees me. There you go, just that fast. Right? I didn't even know he was behind me. Ain't that a treat? Ain't that a treat, guys? And the DLC, they did make those enemies a lot easier to deal with, but here they are basically just walking bloodbath tanks. I do believe they run up the little side of the hill when you're like traveling up here, so that's probably where how come I missed him the first time around. Yeah, there he goes right there. So let's see if we can just deal with one by itself. Being as we're using this heavy weapon, we are having an easier time. Hold on. And he has my souls. You can see his eyes glowing. He's all fat with my souls. They do a lot of hopping. Well, we lost our souls, guys. We lost our freaking souls. It's okay. It's okay. And also, did I just not go to where I said I wanted to go? We went to Canehurst first, didn't we? What we'll do is, I'm so sorry. I think I did say the wrong place. We'll come here first, right? We'll grab the Rider Palace. And now that you see how annoying these guys are, we don't deal with them. A lot of enemies can be just easily avoided, so when it comes down to it, if you don't want to deal with them, just run up here. This door will open by itself. And you can make your way in. And they won't follow you in here usually, so you'll be okay. Now there is a big bloated one right there that is easier to deal with. And I kind of want what he has on him. I don't necessarily want to deal with the enemies, but I forgot what he has on him. I kind of want to see. This one is very weak. You can see he's like more starved. There's a one blood gemstone. There's some rimming mists. Now this one is all engorged. This tick, he can barely move, so you can deal with him quite easily. There's a Frenzy Coldblood. And most of the enemies, like, right here, they don't have much on them. Like I said, they kind of they're just to annoy you and soak up damage. So we'll grab what we'll do is we'll grab the Rider Palace, guys. We won't go through this whole castle because this is like a whole thing in itself. But since we're here, there are ghosts in here, by the way. Here's the Rider Palace. There are some other stuff you can get in here, but should we get the gloves too? We'll get the gloves, why not? Right. There's some ghosts in here. Alright, there is some stuff you can grab. But if you want to deal with these ghosts, you don't have to. You can kind of run past them. They're kind of slow. Alright, you can grab all the stuff here. There's a bloodstone chunk, which I guess we will be able to use pretty soon. Alright, so pass everybody. Don't forget, you also should have use right now. If it comes down to it. Keep in mind it does spend some quicksilver. Right, you can grab this quicksilver bullets. There's a normal dress. We can take a look at it, I guess, guys, if you want. Once we reach like a pretty safe area, we'll take a look at it. We're not quite there yet, though. Okay. Important stuff coming up, right? Behind the statue, there is something here. Do you see it? Did you hear that? Do you see it, guys? What is this? This is actually, I do believe it is a beast. And for some reason in Canehurst, they look like bats instead of wolves. And I think it's because they're closer to their, you know, like these vile bloods, as they call them. When you take a better look at them, they look mostly like Thumerians. They're very tall, pale, very slender. They look closer to those Thumerians that walk around a lot of the time. I think it's because they're one step removed, so their beast looks different than the more human, if you want to call us humans, because I do believe we're, in this game, related to vile bloods and Thumerians too. We're just a little bit removed. What am I doing? There you go. But I guess since they're closer to their kin, they, you know, to their own ancestors, right? Like they're like cousins, and then we're like great cousins or something like that, right? So they look more like bats for whatever reason, and we look more like dark beasts and wolves. You see the whip needs a lot of work. I actually should take off the fire brimstone. That's really hurting it right now because my arcane is pretty low. But they are still weak to thrust. I mean, they're not weak to thrust, they're weak to serrated. They're also weak to get hit really hard as well, in case you guys were wondering. Right, but they should be weak to fire. I do believe I'm right on this, they're beasts, so they should be weak to fire and serrated. Do keep in mind that my fire damage isn't the best because our build is a real basic bitch build. Once we get the, you guys want to look at the Rider Palace now? We can give it a look. Oh crap! We need Blood Tinge. We need Blood Tinge, guys. It's fine. What I guess we'll do is we'll get the shortcut going. We'll get the Evelyn. We'll get the gloves, and then we'll go back to the Hunter's Dream and we'll take a look at all that stuff. Right here, guys. There's the two beasts. Feel free to just do that. They won't follow you too far, I promise. then from here you can grab that's the Vile Blood Register. And then we're gonna grab the Evelyn very quickly. This is how you get it, guys. Come up these stairs, jump up, open this, grab that. Don't get hit by that blow dart, by the way. Try not to. And then, you know, there's some other stuff you can grab here. There's like some bloodstone chunks and things like that. But we're mostly just gonna do an item run. Keep in mind there's guys trying to shoot blow darts at you. Alright. Oh, what an asshole. Probably don't fight in so close quarters with a weapon like this, because you don't want these guys to come up on you. They hit hard, as you can see. And you don't want to get caught up in all that. Where are you going? Okay. Okay. So, the only reason I fought him is because I thought there might have been a chest over here. But I think I was wrong on that. That was my fault. A lot of stuff you can get here, guys. Oh, I thought he was gonna stay turned around. No. Okay. So here's the Executioner's Glove, right? We'll take a look at all this stuff once we make it back to the Hunter stream, because there's quite a bit of stuff here to unpack. I was gonna say be careful with this. Okay. Okay, let's reset. Let's reset for now. Let's take a breather. So, those headless women there, they can do a scream that gets you stunned, and then they will run up, basically, and stab you. That's free damage for them. I think it's about to happen right now. Nope, not today. Okay. We're just getting lucky, by the way, guys. Honestly. And I do think I killed everybody that can stab me. Oh no. Okay. As you guys can see, we're kind of struggling right now. But we should be okay. I killed most everybody who was a threat at the like start of it, right? So, except for that person throwing blow darts at me. A little sloppy today, but it's okay. So, there's a couple things in here. There's Executioner's Gloves, and then there's an armor set. Right, the gloves are right over here. I do think there's a ghost waiting for me, unless we killed already. And here's the set. And that is the Caner's Night set. From here, though, we're just going to teleport back. And then we'll go grab the, we'll grab the Dog of Arbritus real quick, and then we'll start wrapping up the stream for now. But let's go back to the Hunter's Dream, and we'll take a look at all the stuff we got. Also, we need Blood Tinge, right? I think we need exactly 1 point in Blood Tinge, so we will do that. Thankfully, I did get a few souls.
Very well.
Excuse me, blood echoes, right? So we need one blood turn. Let's confirm.
Farewell.
And now we can take a look at everything. So let's get undressed. Take a look at the night set. Knight's garb, attire of the Knights of Canehurst, a regal piece graced by intricate goldwork. The Canehurst way is a mix of nostalgia and bombast. They take great pride even in the blood-stained corpses of beasts that they leave behind, confident that they will stand as examples of decadent art. So they're into fashion, right? Take a look at the set right now. We're missing a piece that is later on in the castle. That's the night set. The collar is a little crap, right? But you can cover up the collar with a hoodie, right? So if you like doing the fashion show thing, I guess this would look even better, right? And you can mix and match. It's up to you, right? So if I were wearing the Canehurst set, I would probably wear your Argo black gloves for the Black Hunter stuff, right? This would be like just so I could wear the chest piece. Or you can do like the hunter's gloves and the hunter's trousers with this hat. You could do the top hat, but you'll have the collar, right? If you're trying to cover up the collar, this would do it here. You can do this right here if you want. Alright, you can mix and match a little bit. You can even keep this nice stuff on and just have that. Up to you guys. Oh wait, we can look at the executioner stuff too, right? Attire worn by the band of executioners commanded by the martyr Logarius. Later became the basis for all church attire, with its heavy draping of holy shawl. As the great Logarius once said, acts of goodness are not always wise, and acts of evil are not always foolish. But regardless, we shall always strive to be good. And there's the church hunter's attire. Excuse me, it's the executioner. Executioner attire, we'll put that on. I don't think there was a hoodie fit. And there it is. This is Alfred's costume. And I don't really wear this one too much, so I don't want to know what to mix and match it with. Right off the bat, it's very blue. So I don't know if there's much you could do with it. I mean, you could mix the gloves with the Knight's Guard possibly. But I don't think so. But now that we've seen it, we can go back to our regular stuff. Keep in mind we're just using this for the physical defense. And we'll take a look at the Evelyn. Oh crap, we need 18. We need 18 blood tinge. Okay, so we'll work on the blood tinge next, right? We'll take a look at the gun though. Special pistol used by Canehurst Knights. The Evelyn uses quicksilver bullets just as any workshop firearm, but the Canehurst variant relies more on blood tinge, so it just does better damage. Lovingly named after the woman and graced with an intricate design, Evelyns were adorned by Canehurst Knights. As most of you know, whenever you get an Evelyn in game, usually it does like three round bursts. Unfortunately, that does not do that in this game. I would love for it to do that. Or have a real RoboCop pistol. But unfortunately, it doesn't do the 3 round burst. So we'll go back to the Wiggs rifle. Unfortunately for us, right? And oh, one last thing. So we need 20. Okay. Okay, so executioner's gloves. One of the secret treasures hidden in Canehurst, the gloves of an executioner from a faraway land. Pass from executioner father to executioner son, which is pretty grim. These gloves can be used to summon wrathful spirits of the past by smearing them with blood. It is said that the nobles found immeasurable delight in the dances of these vengeful specters. So it, I don't really remember the name of it in Dark Souls, but it throws out 3 like little spirits to seek, like they kind of follow you. Does good damage, especially if you're, you know, built for arcane. We're gonna do one last thing. We'll get the Augur of Brightus, and I'll show you guys like one of like the better farming spots in the game if you're just like starting out and you make it here eventually to get your blood, to get your like souls up. But what we will do right now is we'll take this fire gem off of the threaded cane because I think it's hurting our damage. So we'll do that. And really we don't have that many good blood gems. Those come with time, guys, so keep that in mind. Let's actually check our Ludwig's first, since we're using that. 6.3. I think I saw a better one down here, right? 7.3. Okay. And we can do the threaded cane. And we'll pop these gems off for now. Okay. And this is gonna get, we'll take a look at it. Physical attack, blah blah blah. There's the attack. Keep in mind this is a skill weapon, right? So it's not gonna do great, especially looking at our stats, right? So the last thing we'll do for the stream is we will head off into where a certain character told us to go to. And we'll take a little look around. We'll grab something. I'll show you guys where when I first started playing, where I started farming for souls a lot at. I think it's still kind of viewable, depending on what level you want to stop at. A lot of people stop at 120. If I do arcane builds, I usually go around to 142-ish, I think. That way I can still help people at 120, and I can get fights in at PvP around 150 still. So, you know, it's up to you. You can stop wherever you want, right? You could go to 150 and fight 150 people. You could go to 120 and fight 120 people. You know, it's up to you guys. I prefer like 140-ish, usually. I'm not sure we're gonna stop at this point in the game, but we'll figure that out later. As far as what Patches said, if you have Grand Cathedral open, and you should, just go to the cathedral, right? Come up here. You can avoid a lot of the enemies if you just drop down to this side. There are a couple guys here, a couple hunters. Be very careful with them. They're not playing games. We're just gonna avoid them for now, guys. There is like there's some stuff here you can get. Nothing great. And I advise you, like I always do, to run. To run and don't stop running. I know all that stuff is there and you might want it. If you're just trying to unlock stuff, just keep running, guys. And here's the cathedral that he's talking about, right? And here's the door for the cathedral. What the? Keep in mind you can only do that when he gives you the item. If you don't have the item, that thing will just pick you up and destroy you. And here we are, guys. Nightmare Lecture Building. That's the trophy, guys, if you can't see it. And we are in the lecture hall right now. you know, you could be mad if you want. There's Mr. Patches. The face is looking a little messed up this game, right?
It must be such a pleasure.
I didn't mean to skip that, but
You're in my debt, you know. You're nigh on a beast of the field. But here you are, treading a measure with the gods. Are your feet as fat as your wits? Oh, cease this dithering. Take the plunge. Throw yourself to the wolves. Are your feet...
so Patches got us. He tricked us again, you know. He told us there's going to be like a lot of strength to be found here. And if you've never seen it before, that was an amygdala, right? That might be your first time seeing it in this game, especially on your first run. Here's the students, guys. They are weak to fire. They made out of quicksilver. Just keep in mind they're weak to fire. So we got the key. There's nothing much over here, so we won't really look at all this stuff. We just gotta open up doors, basically. Be wary, guys. Look up. You can see there's like some students there, so bait them out, you know. Burn them up. Not much there. What you have the key for is because there's some doors on the opposite side that are locked as well. So you can come back this way. I know it's really dark. Usually you would have your torch out for all the help that's going to give you, right? But there's a... here's the lecture key, and there are a lot of students in here, so be careful. They have very stretchy limbs. They have awesome arms. Right, they do the yoga. You can take whole waves of them out with a good fire weapon, though. Like I said, very stretchy. Keep that in mind. Don't get too close to this one because he'll just kind of drop on you for no reason. And that guy's right there. Those easy kills, this is what you can do to farm for some easy souls, right? If you have a lot of fire paper, if you have a decent fire weapon, if you could kill them fairly quickly, you just use your hunter's mark, teleport back, run to this room. Have like a couple of runes on you that up your blood echo, like gathering. Clear this whole room out. Teleport, come back, and clear the whole room out. That is the first spot I started using to farm for blood echoes. Ah, here we go. Auger Regardless. Let's take a look at this tool. Hopefully we can use it. Nope, we're off a few. That's fine. You just need 3 arcane. So, Remnant of the Eldritch Truth encountered at Bergenworth. I'm sorry, guys. Use phantasms, the invertebrates known to be augurs of the Great Ones, to partially summon Abandon the Briardus. The initial encounter marked the start of an inquiry into the cosmos from within the old labyrinth, and led to the establishment of the choir. Right, so the Tumero Chalice is also known as the Labyrinth. Right, so they encountered someone, and it started an inquiry, so people started going down into the labyrinth. And, you know, it led to the choir, so, you know, they're studying stuff in the labyrinth, basically. Which is the challenge dungeons, right, so... There's your piece of lore. And like I said, guys, if you wanted to, like, I'll show you an example, right? Well, you cleared it out. You teleport back. I do believe I have the moon rune on, right? I don't think you could pop anything to get more like more runes. You just have to have a couple of like stuff on to like I said, see if we get more blood echoes from certain enemies. I think that's the extent of the runes you can get at this point of the game. Right, and you just simply walk back into here. And you can see you one-shot him quite easily. Don't get too greedy, guys, if you take a punishment. Right, only takes a couple minutes. If you're properly equipped, like you could even make a weapon just for this part. Much like I have, because we're not going to be using this Osprey a lot, right? You can easily make a fire weapon and usually one-shot most of these guys. I do think they're kind of weak to electricity too, because they're not too strong, honestly. And you could just keep doing that over and over until you get to like 120 or whatever. It will be a slog, though, I won't lie to you guys. Keep that in mind. If that's too much for you, you guys can like use one of those player-made childless dungeons and go in there and kind of choose one or two enemies and get a lot of souls. You know, up to you guys. Now, I do believe we needed some... That's 20, that's 18. Okay.
Welcome. Very well.
Oh, shit. We can't even do it yet.
Farewell.
Let's pop a couple of these.
Welcome.
I still don't think
Very
that's
well.
enough, but we'll check. We're one off, guys.
Very well.
How much do we need? 20,000. Now here's a question. Should I just go in there and farm real
Farewell,
quick?
good hunt.
And then we can take a look at the auger and then wrap it up. I don't want to pop all my blood runes just in case anything happens, right? We gotta take it easy. You know what? We'll see if we can grab enough runes for the auger, and then we'll take a look at it. We'll take a brief look at it, guys, and then I'll wrap the stream up. We did get a lot of progress done today, huh? This game is actually pretty short, if you know what you're doing, right? It took me, like, when I first started, maybe a couple weeks to beat the game, because I was going slow, right? Exploring, you know, looking at everybody looking friend, finding weapons, trying them out, failing against a lot of bosses. Don't be too worried if you take a little bit of damage here, right? As long as you don't get swarmed. And they do drop Quicksilver bullets, so this is also a good farming place for Quicksilver bullets, as well as souls. As you can see, we're already almost at our level requirement, right? So we'll do one more quick run, grab it, pop the auger on. We can look at the auger real quick. And like I said, keep in mind that a lot of these things I'm using will be a lot stronger if you just raise up the stat that you're going to use the actual weapon with, right? So a lot of these hunter tools, once you have your arcane pretty high, they hit extremely hard. Right now we're just using it for the utility. These enemies do slow the frame rate down a lot, especially when you drop a lot of Quicksilver on the floor. Keep that in mind as well. Right, there you go. A good place to level up. Especially if you get a stop at 120, right? And you can kill them quickly. You can see it doesn't take long at all to kill them. You could probably be even more efficient than I am and like pull out the flame sprayer. I spray everybody down. It will cost you a lot of bullets at the end if you do that though. Keep that in mind. I could possibly even one-shot them with the Tilted Blade. I'm not sure. But being as this saw spree is a little bit quicker.
Very well, let me.
There you go, so we have our 18 arcane.
Farewell.
And we'll take a look at a little spot that I never really go to a lot of the time. You guys realize that I have been like grabbing those things for the messengers, right? Like the cloth and the little pot and stuff like that. If you come up to this side, and you look around, there is a stump here. And this is where you can give them the accessories, right? So you can give them the urn, and they'll pop the little urn on their head, and whenever you see messengers out in the world, that's how they're going to look. So there's like a little bit of customization to that. Sometimes you will see right around here. There'll be German will be here. There will be some extra dialogue if you guys come out here every so often and take a look around. Sometimes he's not even here or there, right? Like, you know, sometimes he's sitting right here. Right, sometimes he's just nowhere to be seen. And we'll take a look at the auger now. And the auger is really good if you're using two-handed weapons. See, you don't have access to your gun, right? So if you just tap auger. Now the reason this is actually so good is because you can use it to parry enemies. And I guess we can try that out very quickly. The damage, since we're not, like I said, we're not arcane build, is not going to be great, but the fact that you can parry them, you know, and still have like an option to do parries is good. You know, to do parry and riposte rather. So we'll see if we could draw a bagman out. My timing is going to be really off with this auger. You got to get used to it, especially if you're using it just for this, right? So we'll kind of draw him over here a little bit. He's probably not one of the better enemies to test it out on either, but yeah. But we can use this. We can use it. Well, he's not lined up. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Alright. This is going to be hard to do. You really got to anticipate it. There we go. He got parried. He died, but he got parried. Right, just make sure you hear the sound. Let's try it on him. No such luck. Let's see if he does anything. Well, this is even better, right? You can see it counted as a backstab, right? Like a big hit. A big heavy attack. So there you go, guys. It's a good option if you're using two-handed and you want to switch to like your one-handed stuff to use your pistol. But it is something you'll have to get used to. If anything, it does knock them down, so you know, there's that. The damage isn't going to be great. Remember, these enemies aren't that strong, so they take a lot of punishment. And I guess we can try it out one more time. Even though I do think you guys got the gist of it, right? But let's just take a look at these enemies right here. I did parry her, but she grabbed me. And here's something very annoying. Very long animation, right? Keep in mind you don't need the whole. Like I could parry her from like right there, right? Depending on what she did. Let's try that one more time. I kind of need her attack though, right? Please, please, lady. Why do you mock me, Lord? What did I do? Are you punishing me? I'm being punished for not going to church all the time. Right. But there you go, there's the backstab. And then you can backstab her. Right, so there's that, guys. And you know what, we'll try it out one more time just for the sake of the stream. Well, don't get hit like that. I'm kind of praying that he just like throws a big punch. Not like that. Not like that. Oh god. There goes the parry right there. Ah, crap. Luckily we don't have that many souls, right? So this is kind of like not an opportune level to do it, but it does take time to master. If you're using two-handed a lot, I do still suggest going with it. It's also pretty good in PvP. A lot of people don't think, like, say you're using a big strength weapon, they don't really anticipate you using this auger. You can try it here, but you just gotta get him to stop low kicking and punching us, right? So. Right, there you go, there's your parry. And then if you want, you know, you can kind of use the big backhand to heavy attack. Right, your charged R2, rather, your charged heavy. And I do need my souls back, so let's see if we can just grab them real quick. And here's probably a better example that you could use as a charge too. Like I said, it just takes some time to get used to. Is it worth the arcane investment? That is up to you guys to decide. Right. Right, there is utility behind it. You can use it to knock enemies down. Some of the lighter ones. Right. There's the parry right there. You see, I stopped her grab animation, so take that for what it's worth. I think this guy has my souls actually. And we can do it one more time. Whoa, easy. For these kind of enemies though, you can use it more like this. It takes less time to charge up than your heavy attack. I mean, technically, there goes the parry again, right there, perfect. Right, and then you can do it again. The only thing it does cost is a blood bullet, keep that in mind. I mean, a quicksilver, but you can use your... You know, if you're not using the bullets anyway, you might as well. And there you go, guys. Very good tool. A very good tool, like I said. You can use it to knock enemies down. And if you really don't like having your weapon untransformed, like I said, it usually is worth the small investment. You'll just have to get used to pairing with the auger as opposed to a pistol, right? It's a little bit slower than the blunderbuss, but it's almost exactly the same. And that's about it, guys. I think we'll wrap up the stream. I do want to say, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully, by the beginning of next week, we can get back to schedule. We'll pick it up with Bloodborne. We'll do some Diablo. I do want to get back into using the Necromancer. I will be playing a little bit of that, but I don't have my Xbox with me. So, you know, once I get back home, I have all the stuff I need, and we can get back to schedule, guys. I want to say thank you again. If you're watching on YouTube, there should be a link to my channel in the description, guys. Come watch me live, Twitch TV. Frank Gallows or Frank Gallows/Twitch TV, however it's described there. Come on over, give me a watch. Guys, thank you again. I'll catch you later. Hopefully tomorrow, guys. See you next time.